Banished from Earth Classic Game Room broadcasts from the Intergalactic Space Arcade on its never-ending mission to review everything. Welcome to Classic Game Room, where I'm bringing you the review of one of the greatest releases of 2013. This is STURMWIND on the Sega Dreamcast, and I'm not just saying that because I love the Dreamcast. This game is amazing. Enjoy. I think it's somewhat cliched to throw the word masterpiece around without really meaning it, because anyone can just say, oh, this game's a masterpiece. But in the case of STURMWIND, this game is a masterpiece, and I actually mean it. From Duranik and Red Spot Games comes one of the greatest spaceship shooters that I've ever played, released on one of my favorite game consoles. In 2013, wasn't the Dreamcast supposed to be dead more than a decade ago? Well, it's not. I think some new overpriced game consoles with motion sensor bars can line up and have their own ass handed to them by STURMWIND. Apparently, when they're broken down, obsolete, and collecting dust, the Sega Dreamcast will still be getting some of the best releases ever created. Which is why so many of us continue to love and support the Dreamcast, and they're really cheap. Now, obviously, I like this game, but what makes it so good? The short answer is everything. What may be most impressive is the level designs. Not only are they technically brilliant, but they're beautiful, and a lot of fun to look at. They're filled with constant motion, there's always stuff moving and spinning and whirring in the backgrounds. In fact, there's so much going on, you'll have to play the game several times just to figure out what you can and can't fly into and what you're supposed to be shooting at. But that's okay, you'll want to play this game over and over and over again. Not only is it easy on the eyes and the ears, the music is terrific, but it's fun and challenging. Think of it as a combination of Axelay and Thunder Force. It has a weapon selection inspired by Axelay and the fun playability of games like Thunder Force 3 and 4. And it's a lengthy game too. This is one of the longest, if not the longest, spaceship shooter that I've ever played. There's something like 16 levels plus additional boss stages. And after you complete a level, you can go back to it and just practice that level over and over again, so that when you go back and start the game from the beginning, you'll know how to defeat that tricky boss that blows you up every time. You have 3 weapon types, as you can probably tell, and the power-ups that float towards you can be juggled to match whatever weapon it is that you'd like to increase the strength of. And like Axelay, when you take a hit, you lose the weapon that you're using at that time. You can charge your shots and pick up bombs. They're handy for boss battles, many of which are very challenging, most of which are challenging, especially the ones that hover above you. When you run out of your spread shot, you're going to be in trouble, so try to have some bombs handy. And practice those levels. This game also has online leaderboards. At the end of each game, you'll get a code you can use on their website. I can't say anything bad about this at all. It's the kind of game I like to see. It's on the Dreamcast, and it's incredibly fun and well made. The greatest compliment I can pay this game is by saying that STURMWIND is Lando to the max. So why don't we just sit back and watch some gameplay, try to look at all of this stuff going on in the background, and then make sure you buy this game. Support the developers so they make more. Alright, what else can I tell you? The right trigger on the Dreamcast controller switches weapons. The left trigger will switch what direction you're firing. The game will save on your trusty VMU cards. And I'm recording this 2 days after my old PlayStation 3 broke after 5 years of faithful service, while my Dreamcast is going on 14. Of course, that pales in comparison to my Magnavox Odyssey 2, which is pushing 35. But this game isn't on the Odyssey 2, it's on the Dreamcast. In fact, some of the best games over the past couple years are on the Sega Dreamcast. Games like this, Fast Striker and Gunlord. Games that you want. Try to keep an eye out for all of the cameos in the background, like Rob the Robot. I just beat the game on easy the other day, and well, it gets a lot harder on the next difficulty setting, I'll tell you that. It's STURMWIND. Long live the Dreamcast.
Ausweichmanöver einleiten.